Some people welcome the court's decisions, like saying you're taking the construct relationships too lightly. How would you respond to these people?
NewJeans legal battle, the full story behind the livestream, lawsuits and industry shock. NewJeans, the girl group that redefined K-pop's sound and image, is now at the center of one of the industry's most explosive legal showdowns. On September 11, 2024, the 5 members went live on YouTube with a shocking message to fans, openly criticizing their own label, Adore, a subsidiary under Hype. Since then, a series of lawsuits, court battles, emotional disclosures, and massive fan responses have turned this into a case that could reshape how K-pop treats its idols. Today, we break down everything that's happened, from the livestream that started it all to the most recent court developments in July 2025. This is the full story of NewJeans versus Adore. Who is NewJeans? NewJeans debuted in July 2022 under Adore, a Hype sublabel founded by Min Hee-jin, who was previously known for her creative direction at SM Entertainment. The group consists of Minji, Henny, Danielle, Haran, and Hyun, all teenagers at the time of debut. They quickly skyrocketed in popularity for their nostalgic Y2K visuals, mellow R&B pop sound, and unique concept direction. In less than a year, they became a global sensation, reaching 1 billion streams on Spotify faster than any K-pop girl group at the time, landing massive endorsements with Dior, Nike, Levi's, LG, McDonald's, and more. They topped international charts, headlined major stages, and were widely viewed as Hype's next-generation powerhouse. But behind the scenes, cracks were starting to form. The September 11th livestream. Everything came to light on September 11th. 2024. NewJeans went live on YouTube in a now infamous stream titled, What NewJeans Wants to Say. In the livestream, Danielle calmly but firmly stated, "We want to return Adore to its original state. We believe everyone should simply do their jobs and their roles." It was clear the group wanted Min Hee-jin reinstated as CEO of Adore, arguing that the label's creative vision and structure had fallen apart without her. Hyun, the youngest member, was visibly emotional. "It's been hard to see staff we care about suffer unfair demands. I'm worried for all 5 of us." They made it clear that the livestream was their own decision, not pushed by Min Hee-jin, as many speculated. It was a raw, honest, and unprecedented moment in K-pop. What happened behind the scenes? Trouble had been brewing for months. In April 2024, Hype conducted an internal audit of Adore, accusing Min Hee-jin of misconduct, including allegedly trying to take over control of the label. She was removed as CEO by August, but retained her title as Chief Creative Officer. NewJeans and their families reportedly opposed the decision, and tensions with Hype escalated. Around this time, Hype's new girl group Ailot debuted. And many fans and industry insiders accused Hype of copying NewJeans' aesthetic, sparking further outrage. NewJeans felt they were being sidelined, their creative input ignored, their bond with staff damaged. As the livestream went viral, fans around the world responded with overwhelming support on X, formerly Twitter. Hashtags like Justice for NewJeans, Free Jeans, and Min Hee-jin was right trended globally. Fan accounts compiled full translations and breakdowns of the livestream. On Korean platforms like Pan, The Coup, and Nate, netizens expressed shock and admiration, with comments like, "I've never seen idols do this. They're risking everything to speak up. These girls are brave beyond words. The system needs to change." But there were mixed views as well. Some netizens questioned whether such a public confrontation was wise, calling it immature or unprofessional. Others worried about manipulation behind the scenes, wondering if Min Hee-jin still had too much influence. Despite that, most of the global K-pop fandom sided with the members, viewing them as fighting for their own dignity in a system that rarely lets idols speak. In November 2024, NewJeans filed a 14-day notice to terminate their exclusive contracts with Adore. On November 28, they announced their departure in a press conference and rebranded as Jeans, also known as NJZ. They launched a new Instagram account at Jeans4Free, declaring independence from both Adore and Hype. This move stunned the industry, and led to immediate legal consequences. Adore sued the members for breach of contract, claiming they were still bound by their original agreements. They filed a request for an injunction in early 2025, aimed at stopping Jeans from performing or signing with any other companies. In court documents, Adore stated they had invested 21 billion won in NewJeans and paid 12 billion won in third-party fees. they argued the members were violating long-term contracts that had not yet expired. Jeans' lawyers fired back, claiming Adore had broken trust, sidelined the members creatively, and failed to uphold proper working conditions. They accused the label of spreading false narratives and suppressing key evidence. On May 30, 2025, the Seoul Central District Court granted Adore's request for an injunction. The ruling blocked Jeans from independently pursuing activities outside of Adore. The court imposed a 1 billion won fine per member per violation, meaning up to 5 billion won in total penalties if they continued promoting without permission. Jeans immediately filed an appeal, but on June 18, the Seoul High Court rejected it. The injunction remained in place, and Jeans confirmed they would not appeal further. The courts had sided with Adore, at least for now. On July 24, a critical hearing revealed the intense toll the battle had taken. Jeans' legal team shared that all 5 members had begun taking antidepressants. Multiple staffs had quit, leaving the girls with minimal support. CCTV footage that might have supported Hani's claims, who claimed that she and the other members of NewJeans were deliberately undermined by hype, with senior managers instructing others to ignore her, was reportedly missing or withheld, raising concerns about transparency in the trial. Despite the struggles, the members said they might consider returning to Adore, but only if Min Hee-jin was reinstated and the company returned to its original structure. Trust can be restored, but the current environment must change, one member reportedly said through their legal counsel. So what's next? The next trial date is expected in August 2025, where the court will rule on whether the member's contract termination was legal. Until then, Jeans remains on hiatus, unable to promote, release music, or perform. Industry insiders believe this case could set a legal precedent for how K-pop handles artist contracts moving forward. Even after a year of public legal battles, the story is still unfolding. From a dazzling debut to a dramatic legal war, NewJeans, or Jeans, has challenged the structure of the K-pop machine. They are fighting for themselves, for future artists, and the right to creative freedom, mental well-being, and professional respect. Whether they return to Adore, win their independence, or take a new path entirely, one thing is clear: this is no longer just some K-pop story. Instead, it's a fight for power, identity, and the future of the industry. Thank you for watching. Subscribe for updates on this ongoing case. Like, comment, and share if you enjoyed the video.